AIM Surplus gets hacked, shotguns for ladies, and a weird new charging handle, all on this week's TGC News. Have you ever tried to put a gun together with this or this? Or even this? Then you may want to consider some schooling from Sonoran Desert Institute. SDI offers courses from some of the best and brightest the gun industry has to offer, from gunsmithing to reloading to a full-on associate's degree in firearms technology. You can learn all of that from the comfort of your own home. To learn more, check out sdi.edu. Welcome back. My name is John Patton, and let me give a quick shout out to everyone that came out over the weekend to the Stone Mountain machine gun shoot. I ran into a bunch of you, and it's so humbling to have such awesome people following what I do here on TGC. I didn't get any footage of the event because I was more concerned with hanging out with you guys, but my new friend Justin Opinion put together a little montage, and there's a link to that in the description if you want to see what you missed. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, check the description for a link to my meet and greet happening at this year's NRA annual meeting. There's going to be a whole bunch of content creators like Military Arms Channel, IV8888, 22 Plankster, 4 Guys Guns, We Like Shooting, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So check that out, link in the description. Now, this week's first story is about buying stuff on the internet. AIM Surplus, best known for having some of the best sales and good quality products overall, was hacked in early April of this year, 2016. When you hear something like that, the first thought is always, oh shit. Who's going to get that info and publish it all over the place like a New York newspaper? And that sucks, right? That's awful. But there is actually an upside to this, sort of. The hack happened with AIM's image database, not the billing or inventory database, and therefore all the criminals got was images of your driver's license and or firearms ID cards. Essentially, they don't know what you bought, they just know that you bought something from AIM. Like I said, sort of an upside. The other reason I bring you guys this story is because of the way AIM has handled everything. Once they got it figured out, they let people know, and then they offered some sort of solution. They're offering a 1-year membership to experience Protect My ID service for anyone that has been affected. Honestly, this is the way things need to get handled when it doesn't go right. When you screw up, even if it's not your fault directly, you own up to it and make it right for your customers. I'm one of the people affected by this, and I'm not even mad. If you want to see the letter they put out and learn about how to get sorted out, if you are directly affected by this as well, there is a link down in the description as per usual. And in That's What She Said news, it's all about fitment. There is no type of firearm that needs to fit you properly more than a shotgun. It can mean the difference between crushing birds and having them mock you for missing. That being said, until recently, the offerings for women have been severely lacking. It was either get a youth shotgun or learn to shoot something that's way too big. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to all women, but for those with smaller stature, this is a big deal. Enter the new line of shotguns from FabArm and Cesar Guerini called Siren. Essentially, this is the first ever line of shotguns specifically designed for women. And that doesn't mean they're painted pink or some crap like that. They've been tailored to fit the different geometry of a woman's body. A quick glance at their website reveals that they are a truly elegant gun in both over-under and semi-auto layout. And the price tag reflects that. The MSRPs start around $2,000 and go up from there, $5,500, $6,000. However, regardless of the price, I think that this is more important than it seems on the surface. I can't think of another company, and I know you guys will correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I can't think of another company that has come out with an entire brand dedicated to making firearms for women. It's always been an afterthought or an adaptation of a youth gun or something like that. This is pretty interesting and tells me that I need to find a lady that wants to sling some 12 gauge downrange and test one of these out for me. I had a bunch of requests to talk about this next product, and rightfully so. It's quite possibly the weirdest looking charging handle out there. A small company that no one's ever heard of called Falcon 37 out of Fayetteville, North Carolina just announced the Habu Mod 1. Great name, guys. Claiming it's a game-changing, mission-enhancing fix to the AR platform. Blah, 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 that's been said before. Okay, all right. Let's give it a fair shake here. Beyond the marketing terms, what's really happening here? Well, first off, you have a charging handle that offers a cheek riser. Me, personally, I hate that. I have big old baby cheeks, and often I can't get low enough on the gun. I don't need something that's going to make my head sit even higher on the gun. It's ambidextrous. That's cool. I like that. It racks like a pistol. Also cool. I like that. Pull it to the rear and just let go, right? That's simple. It says on their website that it's a one-step charging, whereas others are not. What? Since when is a regular charging handle more than a pull to the rear and let go? I don't know what they're referencing there as far as a one-step charge. That's kind of silly. And they also go into fine versus gross motor skills and things like that, and I'm not even going to touch that one. All I can say is training matters. That's all I'm going to say. I also like how it rides the top of the stock. It kind of looks like you may get less lateral or side-to-side torque like you would by grabbing a regular charging handle on one side and kind of yanking. On top of that, on their website, it says it reduces blowback and back spray. I've never heard anybody call it that. But anyway, that's cool, even though I call BS until I test it. I mean, I've heard that claim before with a lot of charging handles, and it just doesn't even make a dent in the amount of blowback when shooting suppressed. At this point, though, even though it looks weird, I'm going to say that it's more of a positive thing than a negative, and that makes me want to actually give it a shot. You guys know I'm all about outside-the-box thinking and things that could potentially lead to bigger and better ideas down the road, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. What do you guys think? Is there something I missed that could be a fatal flaw with the Habu Mod 1? Leave your answer down in the comments and be sure to stick around until after the jump for this week's Friendly Fire. The Rapid Application Tourniquet System from Refactor Tactical is one of the fastest life-saving tools around. Made of half-inch wide flat bungee cord, it stows away nicely in one of their tourniquet holders. Safe for canines and children, the Rats is also half the cost of other tourniquets on the market, even with the robust locking system. To get 10% off your entire order, use the code TGC10 at refactortactical.com. This week's Friendly Fire question is from Cam Foster on Snapchat, and he asks, what's the best deal you've ever got on a used gun? I love this question. It always makes people think, oh man, I wonder how cheap I could get something. I kind of cheated with this deal because I got it when I was actually working for a shop, but I paid $275 for a lightly used Gen 1 Glock 17 with the original box and manual. Yeah. It's a smoking deal. I shot it once and really wasn't a fan. I know, I wasn't a fan. I don't like every Glock out there, so I ended up selling it for about $600. Later to find out that I could have sold it for $1,200, but whatever, I enjoyed it for a little bit. It was cool to have. My Friendly Fire question to you guys this week, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the Gun Collective existing. That's right, the first year is almost up. What would you guys like to do to celebrate that? Would you like to see a giveaway, maybe a trip, come hang out with me for a day? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys want to have happen for the 1 year of TGC. Let me know down in the comments, and if you want your question answered right here on the show, you can post that over on facebook.com/The Gun Collective. You can send it to me on Snapchat or post it on Instagram and tag The Gun Collective. And guys, that's it for this week's show. You know what to do. If you enjoyed this week's episode, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you didn't, let me know down in the comments so we can talk about it. Of course, as always, if you have not subscribed yet, you need to make that happen. You won't want to miss a single week of the show. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.